Hi, and welcome to Transform Today, a place where we can have open and honest conversation. At least that's the intent. Excuse me for wearing this hat. It's a little shady here, but I feel like wearing a hat today. So, anyways, enough of that. Today, I just want to introduce or share a little bit of some of my experience again, as I've typically been doing on these videos at the beginning, and then sort of get into a little more serious conversation, if you want to call it that. A number of videos ago in this series, Transform Today, I showed you some of my challenge coins that I had collected over the years, and one in particular was one given to me when I graduated from my basic chaplain course back in 2006 at CFB Porden at the chaplain school. And today I want to sort of explain to you what that was all about. Now, that was prior to that, I was in the Canadian Armed Forces full time. I decided that I needed to stop full time service, and there's a lot of little backstory to that, which I don't think I'm going to share right now. But anyways, ended up finding myself joining the reserve, Canadian Armed Forces Reserves, in the role of military chaplain, and I've been one since then. Now I'm in the twilight of my chaplain service. The door is closing rapidly behind me, and pretty soon we'll no longer be wearing a uniform. I'm not sure when exactly, but that's not too far down the road, possibly months, maybe even less. So we'll see how that goes. But nonetheless, this is a calling that God put on my life, and it came to fruition in ways that I never thought it would, and not the ways I would have planned anyways. So I just wanted to show you my beret. This is I'm an Army chaplain, so I wear green, green Army beret, and that's our hat badge. That's the Chaplain Branch, Canadian Air Force, Royal Canadian Chaplain Service hat badge. And you can't make out the Latin in there. It's kind of worn out here a little bit. I've had that badge for a very long time on this beret. Anyways, in the chaplain branch in the Canadian Armed Forces, we have a number of faith groups represented, and the symbol in the middle is the cross. It's a Maltese cross, and that symbolizes or identifies me. That's my identifier as a Christian chaplain. Now, Christian chaplains come with numerous kinds of denominations, Roman Catholic, and on and on and on, and the Protestant side of the house, Presbyterians, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that just identifies if you were in Amman, you would have the symbol for the Muslim faith, and if you were Jewish, you would have that, and so forth and so on. So that is, we all wear the same hat badge, other than our identifier in the middle. And anyways, that's my beret, and I haven't had a chance to wear this since the beginning of March when COVID-19 kind of came our way, and things have changed. I'm still serving, and basically online or conference calls or emails and stuff like that. Certainly not at the armories at this point in time. I'm hoping that changes at least in the early fall or sometime in the fall. Anyways, what I want to talk about, that was a call on my life. Now, I'm not sure you've heard that term before. Maybe some of you understand it when someone says, "I've got a calling on my life, to do this work or this journey that I'm on right now." And I wonder if you've ever thought of your life that way. So, for example, say you're a parent, and you have some children, 2, 3, 1, doesn't matter how many, but you have children. I would say to you, I would see that as a calling in your life to be a parent. I'm a parent. I have grown children. I have grandchildren, and this was my calling when I was to raise these children alongside with my wife. Now, that's how I see it. You might not call it that. You just might call it parenting, and that's fine. But the question I really have in my mind, or the subject I want to talk about, is have you ever felt that you should be doing something? This is what you were made for. This is what you were. This is your. It's not even about your passion. You just know this is what you need to be doing. Because I've noticed over the years, and lived a number of decades now, and in my role as a pastor over this last number of years, and certainly as a military chaplain, I've noticed, people around me, and I've known some people that just sort of live. We use that term, paycheck to paycheck, and I don't mean financially here. I mean just haphazardly, just take things as they come, and whatever happens, happens. Que sera, sera, and all that sort of stuff. And no real thought to what's next. They just react. Now, I'm not judging that. I just find that kind of weird. Maybe you do too. I just find kind of weird that you would just let life happen to you. We see a lot of that in our culture in West here, especially in North America these days. And people just let stuff happen to them without considering how to live life. What are you going to do? What is the thing that you are going to do in this world, if you can, even if it takes a lot of hard work, and if it takes a lot of effort and a lot of maybe getting some education. Maybe it's not even about education. See, education isn't the be end and end all of it, as they're trying to tell us. I was talking to a troop recently, and without identifying that person, they were struggling because of their role now has changed so much that they are a leader in their group, and they have that calling to do that, and they can't do it the way they used to, and they sort of cut themselves down a little bit because of that. And I just told the troop, I said, listen, don't cut yourself short. You are a leader, whether you're leading in front or whether you're leading from home. You are a leader. That's what you're called to do, and you're called to it because of the effort and the excellence you put into that role. So that's what I'm talking about. Do you have a calling? Have you been called to do something to make this world that we live in a better place than it was before you showed up? I know sometimes that here, in our situations here in Canada, for the most part, we're very blessed. I mean, we have so many opportunities, even with COVID-19. We have so many opportunities, and around the world, it's not the same. People are, especially in countries with war, that are war torn, or poverty, or famine, or stuff like that. They don't have the opportunities they have, and it's hard for them to even understand what that could possibly mean. But the point is, when you're given, I believe, this is my thoughts on this, if you're given some responsibility, especially if you live in the West, especially if you live in Canada, you've been given a lot of opportunities, and I think you really need to consider what you're called to do. And from my Christian worldview, from my biblical worldview, I am convinced that God has called me to do the things that I've done in the leadership positions that I've had, and whether it's up front or whether it's from behind, whether it's from in the midst, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even what role I do, that God has called me, has invited me to do life with Him, and leading me and empowering me and giving me the talents and the skills that I need to do this. We've all been given skills, my friends. We've all been given talents. Don't cut yourself short. Even myself, I'm finding it's difficult to do the work that I do now because of COVID-19. I've had to come up with some different ways of doing it. But anyways, that's it. Are you called? Do you even know what that is? Do you want to discover what that is? Hey, why don't you communicate with me? Make your comments. One last note as I close this off. I'm going to be sort of changing possibly the name of this Transform Today to something else. I'm not sure. Even the logos and stuff like that, I'm not sure. We'll see. So you can expect something possibly different. There will also be a time during the summer months, July and August, where I'll take a break and maybe go away and do some camping or something. I'm not sure what we're going to do for a break. But I think we all need to take a break if we can. And if you can, if you're listening to this and you're in a place where it's really difficult and really hard, emotionally, spiritually, financially, listen, you can reach out to me, man. You really can. You know, I don't know how I can help you, but I want to. So give it a thought. What are you called to do? Do you even know that? And you just live life and it just happens to you. Life is very fleeting. You know that. One minute you're here, the next minute, oh my goodness, 40 years has gone by. And I can tell you that because I've experienced that. So anyways, take care. Take care of each other. Take care of your neighbors. And you have yourself a great day. Shalom.